All right, hey, welcome to our Friday Fin Tips video here. We're going to talk about something a little unique today.
Hold up.
What's your problem?
Cut that. I hadn't got my thing.
Oh, man, come on.
Give me 2 seconds.
I got people to call, plans to make, man.
I know you do.
Let me talk for a second. Can I talk for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go right ahead.
So here's the thing. We make videos and we post them, right? And a lot of it, as you might be able to tell by the shirts and by what we talk about, is good faith marketing. We teach you something, and hopefully you remember the goofy guys that taught you something, and if it works out and you want to work with us, then you know where to find us. Well, we got to thinking the other day that there's so much we could talk about that it really doesn't benefit us at all. We can't help you with it in the traditional sense. And so I started thinking of topics, and I thought, well, self-directed IRAs come up all the time. And so I want to go over what those are. I want to talk about how you might be able to use them, but understand that it's coming from a point where we can help you with it. If you're one of our clients and you do that, absolutely, it's part of what we do. But we don't actually, at the moment, offer self-directed IRAs. So this is really coming from just honest answers, little lesson here, and we'll see where we go. Are you ready yet?
Nah, getting there. But
okay. You just sit there and smile, boy.
Hey, I've got all my stuff. I'm just getting it set up, getting it all set up for us here.
Let me explain the self-directed IRA real
Yes.
quick, in a quick nutshell here. So most people open an IRA, a Roth IRA, whatever it is, and then they think all I can do is invest in the stock market. And traditionally, that's the way you would do it. However, the stock market may not be suitable for 100% of your investments. So a self-directed IRA is an account where you can choose to invest in physical real estate. That's the most popular, by the way. You can invest in small businesses, like literally go invest in a small business down the corner, somebody you know, whatever it is. You can invest, Bitcoin and all that was real popular for a while, so you could invest in that. Gold was popular. You hear the commercials, gold IRAs and things. Yeah, you're physically buying gold with your IRA, where the stock market has proxies for that. So a lot of people say, well, I'd like to diversify. I'm going to buy some real estate in that. There's some catches there, but of course you can do that. And so the advantage is diversification, other opportunities, complete and full control over what you do with your money. You can't actually invest in like life insurance. You might be able to think about the loophole there if you can think about that for a second. And you can't invest in coin. I don't know how to say it. Collectible. Yeah. I couldn't invest in my classic truck, right? I couldn't start something like that. But other than that, you have full flexibility to do that. That's a pro and a con, by the way, having complete control over what to invest in.
Yeah,
that may backfire on you, but you can do that.
Yep.
So.
No, and I was, So I was working on really the whole idea of this here with the planner that we have now. We set up in our portal, in our dojo for our clients.
The new planner.
Yep. And so the idea here, if we're looking, so the biggest thing I think that most people use the self-directed IRA for would be a real estate.
Oh yeah, by far the most.
Something to do with real estate.
Yep.
This is the one I mentioned in a previous video where we took a client and it's about $180,000. They flip houses on a consecutive basis every year. A lot of the homes are, people will say, well, where do I get a house for $180,000? Well, he gets wholesale deals. I mean, this is his full-time job.
Oh, okay.
Guy's doing like 20 to 30 houses consecutively every year.
Jesus.
And so I'm telling
is it Tariq El Musa? Is it him?
No.
Is that your client?
No. That's not who it is. I'd tell you if it was him.
Okay.
No, I really wouldn't. Privacy.
Yeah.
But no. So this guy, I mean, net worth. I mean, he's done very well for himself. He has tons of rental properties. But I'm looking at everything that he's doing, and his whole issue is, well, how do I continuously avoid taxes?
Yeah.
He's making tons of money off of rental properties, and then on top of that, he's flipping homes.
Yep.
Every time he flips a home, that's just
There's
ordinary income, basically, is what it's all showing up as. And a lot of different strategies we've looked at, and it all came to the self-directed IRA. And I said, yes, we could do. He had set up a SEP IRA. He was able to put up to 25% of his money in there that he had his income. So if he made $100,000, he could put 25 grand in for the year. But that was deferring taxes, kicking it down the road. But it really, eventually his problem is his income's not going to stop because he has so many rental properties that he wants to keep. I mean, he has over 100. And so through the years, he's 65, 67, 70 years old, whatever the case is.
Huge
Eventually,
difference.
he's going to have all of this income from the rental properties. Now he's got a SEP IRA that he's always deferred taxes on. This isn't helping him at all.
Yep.
And so what we did was we talked through, okay, taking the SEP, converting it now into Roth, which, it's going to be a fat tax bill. It's $180,000 right this second.
The tax bill?
No, not the tax bill. No, the SEP. The SEP is 180. So we're going to convert this to Roth, get them into a self-directed IRA. Again, we don't do that specifically, but that's the kind of stuff we'd rather look at and talk about. And the biggest thing is calculating all of the numbers with him. I plugged it into the retirement calculator just to kind of play around to see. At 42 years old, this isn't him, obviously. It's Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
The jazz musician, if you didn't know. Honestly, I got to confess, I really didn't know who that was before I joined Chaz Wealth.
Yeah. We're working on him. Don't worry about it.
So now I'm learning to play a trumpet. And just kidding, not really. And so with this, at age 42, having $180,000 there of Roth money, and just that alone, what he's doing on average, he flips a house, he's getting 20% profit on every single flip that he does.
Okay.
So if he does this correct, and we'll go into this a bit because I know this is the real confusion of what people don't understand is the complexities with it. But at $180,000, if he does that and he uses all that money, all of the profit has to go back into the Roth.
Yep.
But a 20% in revenue on that, look at where he's going to be. I mean, it's unbelievable to see how much money he's going to have in the surplus. If just to say, he has 180 grand, he never saves another dime, and he retires at 60, and he wants $100,000 a year. If that's the case,
sick.
now it's weird because, this isn't his complete scenario because obviously he's going to have rental income and all these other things coming in, but that's just to show you what we're looking at there. It's
sick because all it really is just shifting strategy. He's going to continue to do what he does. There's a lot of little rules in there. Like obviously he can't live in the house that he's going to do flip, or he can't live in the house he's going to rent out. He can't actually provide the service to the house. So he can't go in there and say, don't worry about it, I'm going to charge my IRA to fix my own toilet of a rental property that I have. Not allowed to do that.
Yep.
There's a lot of weird rules, but in general, just a simple strategy shift. Actually, we were mentioned on a national radio show one time because one of our clients was a fan of this person, and they were asking me, should I do what this guy is saying? And I was like, okay, well, let's take a look. And for that person specifically, I'm like, dude, you nailed it. That's what you have to do. And that meant him leaving us as a thing. But I was like, look at the return. I can't beat that. That's where you got to go. And so he had told the radio host guy, and the guy was like, man, usually financial advisors hate our guts, because we're real estate driven. And so he gave us a shout out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It all depends. This scenario is so different. Self-directed IRAs in general, there's so many complexities. The problem, and I shared with him this, the biggest issue is, you can get it set up with a company that does this. Often they have, their own little, custodian that'll allow that to be done. They set up a bank account. So for him, it's setting up a bank account, an LLC, a separate LLC for the Roth IRA, basically.
Yep.
Then you open the bank account in that LLC's name. There's checks that are made. So then everything that is done for that flip has to be done out of that Roth IRA.
Oh, yeah.
If he, for whatever reason, he says, man, I'm a little bit short on that flip, then he's in serious trouble because then he starts putting his own personal money in there. It creates a massive disaster. Or like you say, maybe he takes that Roth IRA and says, okay, I'm done with the flip, but I want to fix a toilet at a rental property, and he takes some of that money. It can't happen. It all has to be out of that Roth for that specific transaction. There are so many things to keep up with it that it's not something that I would ever recommend to most people.
Oh yeah. I personally wouldn't do it because I know I wouldn't. I'm not that type of person, and I jokingly say, like, I can count on one hand how many times I've seen somebody do it correctly, and I use this hand because there's only 4 fingers. So that is the truth, right?
Well, I just, I love that, like, you've got such a cool tool that was pre-built. Like God made here
it nailed
for you to do something like that. I don't get that. Like, I'm like, and you're already behind, like, it doesn't work.
No.
Dang it.
Well, I think so God made me, and he was like, he's going to need a little extra help. Let's figure something that gives him something to work with. And
some comedic relief.
I'm thankful for
it's
that.
awesome,
It was
man.
helpful.
I love it. So yeah, that's the biggest thing with it. I mean, there's some pros and definitely some cons with it. And
Yeah, I would wrap it up by saying that this is most definitely not something that you watch a 30-second TikTok and go, oh, self-directed IRA. Let me find a company, set it up, and I'm good.
100%.
You're going to have some hours of research or find somebody that can help you. Like I said, it's not us for the most part. We don't open those accounts here, but you definitely need help there. And there's a cost to it. A lot of these self-directed IRAs know they're popular, the custodians, and so there's a fair fee in there. But use them. Ask them questions. Make sure you're dialed in correctly, because you get it wrong, one little thing, and the IRS already has a series of algorithms that came out. They started coming out in 2009, and they just launched this again. They said, now that we have extra help, 87,000 agents, we're turning all that back on. They're turning that on, and they're turning on the one that says, if you're an S Corp and you don't pay yourself a reasonable salary, we can now just match that up, flag you, and start asking questions. So you got to be real careful with this one, but huge advantage if you're willing to go through the ring a little bit.
Yep, just don't get audited. It's coming.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess we're going to have to do this all over again, because I don't see a cup over there.
This was you guys caught me. You threw me off on the place, and I just realized, like, I don't even have my cup. This is
nothing.
We changed the set.
I brought everything. I got my gum in my mouth. I got my phone making noise.
Yeah, you always have the phone making noise. So I just man, that's bad.
Is.
Yeah, I didn't even realize until you just mentioned it.
Yep, I see everything around
I knew
here.
something was off. I knew something was off over here.
All right, well, good luck to you on the self-directed IRA thing. Hopefully we helped you in some way, mainly just to push you to get help there. If we are helpful around here and you like us, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button, and all that stuff that YouTubers are supposed to say would be great. We'd like to help there. And enjoy your weekend.
Adios.
Titties.
The retirement planner.
Yeah, I said to restart the whole thing.
Retirement planner crashed. And so I made it as though I